Returning to one of our top stories now, a peace deal between the US and Iran is expected to be signed tomorrow, apparently. Donald Trump posting to Truth Social that after the deal is signed, the Strait of Hormuz will be open to all.
The president has also indicated that, quote, nuclear dust in Iran will then be destroyed. And for more on this, we are joined now by maritime security expert Jen Parker. Good morning to you, Jen. So Donald Trump says the deal will be signed tomorrow, coincidentally, his birthday as well, but Iran has said not tomorrow, although maybe in the next couple of days. Either way, do you think we'll get there?
Well, look, I think we are closer than we have been in the last 106 days, that's for sure. Now, I think CNN put out a figure saying that President Trump had claimed we were close to a deal 38 times. But this time it's been verified certainly by Iran and their commentary and by Pakistan as well. So I think we are close. Now, what that deal actually entails, though, I think that's the bit that is really unknown at this stage. Certainly something around Iran's progression towards nuclear weapons and Iran giving that up, which they've said publicly many times. But the other details, I think it's wait and see.
Look, the president has said that the strait will be open to all, but we know to take that with a grain of salt because it seems to change so much. But let's just say that it does open, that it's signed and it's open. When do we see an effect here in Australia in terms of oil prices?
Well, look, I think that one of the things about oil prices is the market initially is quite speculative. So you could see an immediate response in terms of the market to this when it opens on Monday around oil prices. But in terms of the long term, it'll take months to get normal flows of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. The first step will be giving confidence to shipping that it's safe to go through. Just because President Trump or the Iranian president says that the strait is safe doesn't mean commercial shipping will feel safe. The mines in the strait also will need to be cleared. I suspect that will take from weeks to months, and there doesn't seem to be a plan for that. We also need to remember, too, that much of the energy infrastructure across the Gulf has also been damaged. So it's unclear how long it will take those things to get up to normal oil production rates. So probably months.
So, Jen, in all this talk then of a prospective peace deal here, the president has made no real mention of the conflict between Israel and Lebanon, of course, that other big one now. Could their continued fighting upset any peace with the US and Iran?
Yeah, it certainly could. Look, we've seen a significant amount of intense fighting in the last 24 hours between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. That doesn't seem to be abating. Notable that President Trump's, not statement, I guess, truth or tweet or whatever you call it, didn't touch on the Israel-Lebanon scenario, Israel-Hezbollah scenario. It was only last weekend, remember, that we saw Iran actually attack Israel for what it said was in response to Israel's actions in Lebanon. So that very much could derail it. But remember, too, this is only an interim deal. So it sounds like it's a deal to make a deal in 60 days.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll have all the details worked out.
Yes, and part of that is, it seems that at the moment we're just trying to get, the US is just trying to get the Strait of Hormuz back open again. But let's remember, before the war, it was open. So does that just take us back to the status quo?
Well, certainly if the US can get significant concessions on Iran's nuclear program and highly enriched uranium, then it does mean they've achieved something. Now, there's a lot of debate about whether that's achieving more than what President Obama achieved in the previous Jig Power discussions. It is likely not. It is interesting. The Strait of Hormuz, of course, normally you see 130 ships going through a day. We're seeing 5, 6, sometimes 16, but nowhere near the order of magnitude. In many ways, the US didn't seem to have a clear plan for keeping this strait open or keeping ships safe. So in some ways, yes, that is going back to the status quo.
Yeah, well, potentially, a major 24 hours coming up, possibly. Jen Parker, thank you.
Yeah, love getting your perspective. Thank you.